folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood with another exciting review. Today we're going to be reviewing this Marvel Legends series Wolverine. This is from the 20th anniversary of the X-Men films. This is Wolverine, or Logan, I want to say, from his first solo debut. So from X-Men Origins Wolverine. It doesn't really specify on the package. It doesn't give you a bio or anything. And it's been a long time since I've seen any of those films. So this may have been how he looked in the first X-Men movie before he, or when he met Rogue before they got to the X-Mansion. Or could be his X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. I'm honestly not 100% certain. The box is in this cool blue. It's kind of like a bluish silver, or silverish blue. On the side you get Hugh Jackman in the silhouette with his claws. The back, the same picture, obviously bigger. Also now says Wolverine, and there's legalese at the bottom, warnings. Same silhouette on the side. On the front, you get this big window that shows you Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and the 3 accessories he comes with, which are alternate head and alternate hands. You see the X logo here, Hasbro. You get an item number. It's not for people under the age of 14. At the top, nothing really. It just says Marvel Legends series. At the bottom, more legalese and the barcode. Turn to the side if you want the barcode. I was able to get this at Target. I initially saw it at Walmart. They had quite a few, but I didn't want to buy it. These are $25, $5 more than your typical Marvel Legends. I'm not a big MCU fan, as you'll see when we get to the comparison. I don't have very many figures from the MCU to compare it to, but I decided, hey, I might want to use this body for a custom or a kit bash, so I did track it down again. It wasn't difficult. I found it at Target. They had a few. I grabbed the one I thought looked the best, and I'll go over some of the things that I don't like about it, but in general, that's this figure in a nutshell. In a nutshell? Is it yeah, it's a nutshell. Before I get him out of his packaging, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to get his weight in packaging. He is 8.1 ounces. So just in case anybody buys one and has to ship it, they'll know. Because sometimes I'll buy stuff to ship, or I'll put it in a box and it's too heavy for my scale. So at least this way I know this figure itself is 8.1 ounces in box, and after he gets out of the box, I'm going to do his weight then as well. So I'll be right back. I'm going to get him out of the box. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I'm back, folks. There you have it. There's Logan, Wolverine outside of his box. Like I said, he's on the scale. Outside of his package, he only weighs 3.6 ounces, so that's pretty light. That is super light. If you were shipping him singly, just like this, it wouldn't even cost you $4 more than likely. But that's just weird of me. I know that's weird. It's just that, I don't know. I wanted to know how much he weighed in the box and outside of the box. Let me get the scale out of there. And at first when I was doing that, when I was still setting it up, I had actually put him on the scale before the scale was ready, so it was like registering as like 0.2 ounces, and I'm like, it can't be that light. That packaging wasn't that heavy. But then I realized, no, it's not adjusted right because he was on the scale while I was turning it on. But so yeah, you see him. He has his 3 accessories. He has the alternate head, and he has these fist hands. And if I'm being honest, I don't care for either head. Like I said, if this custom works out, I'm gonna get rid of both of the heads and the claw hands. I'm just gonna need the fists because I'm not going to need claw hands for what it's for. As you can see, this is he comes by default with the angry face on. That's, my hairline's messed up right there, but couldn't tell that in the package. On this side, it's good. The face looks like Hugh Jackman. It's not the best, but it does look like him. I'll give him that. He definitely looks genuinely angry. I like the color of the plaid underneath, that blue and red and white with the wife beater. This little part right here where his flesh meets the wife beater, I did not like that. I noticed that in the packaging. It was like that for both of the ones I saw. And I was just like, oh, that sucks. And I think I went to another store after I'd already bought it, and it was the same way there. So I was like, okay, it must be a common issue. I do love the jacket. I absolutely love the jacket. It looks worn in places. It looks like either he was thrown in the dirt and there's dirt up here, or it just looks worn because it's leather, so it might just be cracked. I think this is just the wear, and then down here might be some cracks, unless that's just poor painting. But through the nature of the jacket, it doesn't throw it off at all. I like the cowboy. I like the buckle, the belt buckle. It looks like an Indian head. That looks pretty cool. I love the jeans. I love the way they look. I love the way they feel. The painting. I don't wear jeans personally, but these are cool ass jeans. And he's got cowboy boots. Oh no, he looks fantastic. He's got his ID number on his right thigh back. I like how the sleeves flare out at one end. This is a cool jacket. Like, if you are a fan of Wolverine, I don't see why you wouldn't have this. Before I get to his accessories, let me get a height comparison, or a height rather. Wolverine stands at, oh wow, just between 6.25 and 6.5. So I don't feel like counting. I don't know how many digits that is in between for an inch. What's that? Like fucking 16? My bad. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. I'll be right back. All right. So that was very unprofessional of me. So yeah, it's 16 in between each inch. So he is, I would say, 6 and 7/8. 7/16. Pretty good. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to stand him back here while we go over his accessories again. Very limited accessories, but you do get this alternate calm Hugh Jackman head. His hair is connected on that right side, unlike on the angry head. The eyes are cool. They're green. I probably would have never known Hugh Jackman had green eyes if it wasn't for an action figure. I don't care that much. But this head looks much better. I just like the calm look. Even if the hair was connected properly on the angry look, this is just a better head sculpt. I like the sideburns. I think it's the same hairstyle. It might be some difference, but basically the face is just different. And then you get these fist hands. Again, these are what I care about. I do kind of wish he had grabbing hands in either the fist or the claws, preferably the fists, but it is what it is. I do like these. Let's show you his claws real quick on the clawed hands. Like, I don't own very many Wolverines. I think I own the Wolverine from Age of Apocalypse, and I own the very first Weapon X from Toy Biz. But I know that a lot of the newer ones have claws that can easily come out, and people like to replace them with actual metal claws. These, for the most part, in my opinion, are pretty straight. As you can see, they're not perfect, but they are pretty straight. They're not like the old Toy Biz, Marvel Legends, or beyond that, where the claws are all warped and you're like, oh, it's a mess, and they're glued onto the back of the hand. These look pretty good. So that is a plus. And again, like I said, all the paint on this guy in the plastic is done pretty good. So his jacket, for the most part, is brown. It's molded in brown, but these accents, these lighter browns and this sandy color, those are paint. And you can even see on the back, like I said, where it looks like maybe it's weathering. You can just see the darker paint coming through the lighter brown. His jacket's obviously going to be molded. It was probably molded in white, the same color as this vest. Maybe, nope, actually, I'm looking down, and it was definitely painted. It was more likely molded in a red. So that means the blue and the white on there, it's going to be painted. That belt's going to be painted. His pants are, like, again, this blue color. They're cool. Boots are brown. There's a good amount of paint. Like, you got paint on the pants, the belt, the shirt, the jacket. Everything's got paint. Like I said, the only thing that's just molded are the claws, the boots, and where his flesh is. And obviously there's paint on his head where the sideburns are on the eyes. Or I don't know if they paint heads anymore, but you know what I'm saying. So they put some effort into it. I do think with this line, with these X-Men movie figures, that for the extra $5, you don't get accessories, or at least not with this figure, but there's a lot of effort put into this particular figure. So that's always good. So I guess what's next would be his articulation. And his head goes to the side, tilts to the side, like, hey, what are you looking at? That looks really like he's possessed, like he's just been possessed by somebody. And goes up, not too much, down, not too much. It is on a double ball joint, which I don't like. A double peg. I don't like that. I just don't. It limits your articulation. You can do a lot of this, but it limits what you can do. When I try to take this head off, more than likely it's going to come out from the bottom, and that's annoying. I know it does that with Star Wars and some other figures. I don't know if it'll do it for this one, but it does like to do that. His arms go up beyond 90, as if he's like, squall, I'm a bird, I can fly. Shoulders rotate at that shoulder joint, 360. You can hear the detents. Rotates at the bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. He does have butterfly joints, as you can see. I mean, the range is going to be limited because of the jacket, but they're there. His wrist rotate 360, and they're also on a hinge. So there's that. And obviously they're going to pop out with ease, so you can get the other hand in. Let me pop his other head on. Find out. Oh, I think because it's designed to switch heads, it's pretty easy to do. Doesn't want to go on as easily, but there you go. Okay, so he does have ab crunch. Goes for it that much. Goes back not too much. Swivel at the waist, just above the natural pants cut, which is cool. Feet go out that wide, or legs go out that wide, excuse me. Goes for it that much. Goes back really not at all. His thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. I mean, as everyone's favorite reviewer Robo knows, he can kick his own ass, and he did that effortlessly. I didn't have to try it. And he's got a forward-facing rocker, or forward-facing pin for rocking. And it's also on swivel. So his articulation is pretty nice. I do like that. He's pretty articulate. He can sit down, obviously. And he can squat. And he can do stretches. He's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he doesn't need to be. He's also made out of metal underneath this, in theory. So I'd imagine it'd be a little tougher to stretch. Up next, what I'm going to do is, I guess, size comparisons. I'm a little rusty at this. I haven't done this in a while. So size comparisons is what I'm going to do now. So these are the most relevant size comparisons, and I say that because these are the only two Marvel Legends I'm going to compare them to. I got the 25th anniversary of Captain America, or not of Captain America, but that's what this figure is. And he's actually one of the people I wanted to use this Wolverine buck for as like civilian clothing. As you can see, Captain America's a little bit taller, but that's fine. We can fudge it. We can just say it's his boots that give him a lift. And then one of the few MCU figures that I do have is this Luke Cage. Also bought this Luke Cage specifically for a custom or a civilian uniform for the Hasbro G.I. Joe Roadblock, which works perfectly. The skin tones are a little bit different, but they were good. So there's those two. As you can see, Wolverine is shorter than both of them, and that's cool. I just wanted to get that comparison. For our next comparison, I have him next to the Hasbro Overwatch Zarya. She is taller than him. She's taller than most of the most of the Overwatch figures. I want to say all of them. I can't think of any that are taller than her off the top of my head. And then next to a WWE Brie Bella. Yeah. And they're both taller than her. WWE figures are pretty tall in general, so that's why the Brie's taller. They're not necessarily 112. They're like 111th, 110th. The Zarya is 112. She's just a big woman, and she's my favorite. I don't know. I've never played Overwatch, but she's my favorite. I think it's because she's Russian and she's huge. So that's cool. Those are the only two women I'm going to compare him to today, but I just wanted to show that. Here he is next to the Jazzwares UFC John Jones. This is probably my second favorite UFC figure that they've released. My first being Khabib, which was also my first. He was the second that I bought. I do have all of them except for Max Holloway and Donald Cerrone's two figures. I want to get them. As you can see, he is taller than Hugh Jackman. I want to say that they're the same height in real life. Give me 1 second. I'm actually looking that up. This is poor on my behalf, but I want to say they're the same height. Which is, I mean, it is what it is. If they're not the same, they're by two different companies. So John Jones is 6'4", and I don't know how tall Hugh Jackman is. Hugh Jackman is, oh man, I feel so unprofessional. But Hugh Jackman is, I don't know, how tall are you, Hugh Jackman? 6'3". So that actually is perfect. I know that the Jazzwares figures coming forward are going to be bigger than this, which is unfortunate. That's when I clock out. But that's a perfect height. I would say he's about 1 inch taller. Excuse me. And then on the right we have the Bandai Dragon Ball Stars Piccolo. This is my only Dragon Ball Stars. I figured, hey, since we're just comparing them in different lines, there's one. Obviously, Piccolo is probably in scale for his brand, but I think Piccolo is like 7 feet in his continuity, so he would be much too short. And this, if they were the same scale, but it doesn't matter. I like toys. I collect what I find that's preferably cheap. I got Piccolo from Goodwill for like $7, I think. And he's my second favorite Dragon Ball character, so I was glad to find him. I wouldn't mind buying the one with the accessories, with the tunic and the shoulder pads and the turban, rather. But let's see what's next. Here he is with a DC Multiverse Dr. Savannah. I want to say he's Doctor. I know it's Savannah. And then a Hasbro Black Series Finn. As you can see, there is a huge size difference between all of them. Because it took me so long to look up Hugh Jackman's height, I'm not going to try to look up the other two. I know Black Series are typically smaller than the Marvel Legends. And that's even taking into consideration live action or animated. Or comic, rather. So Finn's always going to look like a teenager compared to this Wolverine. And that's fine. It is what it is. And then this Dr. Savannah is taller. And again, I can't even think the Dr. Savannah's actor's name, which I feel not Mark Addy, Mark something. I'm so sorry, but I'm not sure his height, so I can't say how this works out. But there's that. They all look pretty good. Again, Wolverine's in the middle there, and again, all three of these are live action figures. I think they all have not live. I don't want to say live action. They're actual people. So that's cool, and they all look pretty good, considering their age. This Finn's from 2015, 2016. Dr. Savannah's from like 2 years ago, so that's good. Let's see what's next. So this is the moment I've been waiting for. This Hasbro G.I. Joe Duke is what, if not the Captain America, I wanted to use this Logan's body for. It was for this Duke, and the skin tones look pretty good, at least from this distance. They might be a little off, and the height's pretty good. As long as the head fits on that neck pretty good, then I got myself a head swap. Not swap, but, you know, this is going to be my Duke and civilian attire. And then to the right is Colonel Quaritch from Avatar. I just happen to have this figure. I've never seen Avatar, but that's fine. And he's shorter. I'm not sure of the actor's height, but he is shorter than this Hugh Jackman. So that's cool. Yeah, I really wanted to make sure. I wanted this to work out. Because if it didn't work out, I was probably going to return this. But that's pretty spot on. You can see that there is differences in the skin tone. But it is what it is. This Wolverine's a keeper now, just because of the height works for me, and that Duke. So, winner. And I got one more size comparison. I couldn't do a size comparison without Fortnite, right? It's like the biggest game in the world, I think. I don't know. Never played it. But on our left, we have a McFarlane Fortnite figure, which are the 7-inch scale. I want to say I don't know his name. Maybe he's like Rhino. I don't know his name. I bought him because he was like $7 or $8 from Ross, and I wanted his accessory. So I don't know his name. I don't care about this figure. He's just a figure. And then on Hugh Jackman's right is Jonesy, who I hunted down when I decided I was going to get into the G.I. Joe line of figures. I was like, well, let me get this Jonesy. I mean, he obviously looks more cartoonish than the G.I. Joes. He's smaller, but a soldier's a soldier. And I like that figure. I have the Jonesy and the 3 3/4 inches. I just like that figure. I'm not going to buy the 7-inch because I don't really like the 7-inch figures. It works for a big behemoth like that. But the human, I don't care for even though he's 7 inches, it doesn't work. You can add a 6-inch figure or a 1/12 scale figure that's larger and it's in scale. The 7-inch figure is not going to be in scale, so I'm not going to buy the Jonesy. I don't like them that much. I would buy the Peely. I would buy, really, that's it. And stuff like this where it can work, but like most of them I'm not going to buy. But as you can see, Hugh Jackman's in the middle again. We're probably going to see more of this Jonesy when I do. We're going to see more of those Fortnite figures when I do Fortnite reviews. I think like Peely and the hamburger dude, I don't know his name. We're going to see a lot of the figures that you just saw soon, because like you're going to see the John Jones and the Finn. You're going to see a lot of the figures again. So that's it for size comparisons. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Again, this guy didn't come with a lot of accessories. He came with 3 accessories: alternate head and interchangeable hands. And that's fine. Like I said, there's a lot of paint gone into this. This is like a subline, I guess. This is their, like how they have the riders, which are anywhere from like 30 to 40, and they have the build-a figures that are re-released, or the larger figures that aren't always build-a figures, like the Apocalypse. I feel like I'm losing my voice. That was 30, I think. These are a little bit more expensive than your typical Marvel Legends. They're going to be more expensive than this, because it's a subline. Sure, is that a way for Hasbro to gauge if we're willing to pay $5 more? Yeah, but in general, Legends have already gone up. So they're $19.99 here in Maryland. Sometimes a little bit cheaper if you're at Walmart, but then some of them are $20.49 or $21.29 or weird prices. And if you go to GameStop, they're expensive in general. So I just feel like it's a way for Hasbro to gauge what we're willing to pay. Their quality is getting better, so $5, what's that? I'm actually kind of moving away from Marvel Legends. I've been getting into G.I. Joe. Like I said, that UFC, that Jazzwares UFC line, even though if they're going to bump up the scale, I'm out. I do like the occasional Fortnite figure. I like things that strike me as cool. So this Wolverine struck me as cool. I would have never bought them just for this Wolverine, but I do like the body. So there's that. I'm probably going to sell the heads and the clawed hands. But like I said, it's worth $25 just because of that extra paint. They put the effort into it. I would like the cable, the Josh Brolin cable, and I would like the Zazie Beetz Domino. Other than that, I don't really care for any of the other live action figures. The Deadpool's cool, but I don't see myself buying the 2-pack just for it. But this guy's cool. Like I said, for what he's going to be used for, he's worth it. Articulation's good. He looks good. He looks great. Like I said, they did mess up on the hair on this one, but that is what it is. Again, I don't care for that head. And if I was going to keep him, I would just photograph him from that angle. So I think this is a win. I think it's worth $25. If you're lucky and you find it on clearance, I know a lot of people had the cables in their area on clearance. Go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to save some money if you can, but I do think it's worth its full price of $25. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, I know I did a lot of rambling. I tried some different things. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you liked in the video. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what you'd like me to review. All of my videos aren't going to be of the latest, greatest, most current things. Like, I don't even know when I'm going to post this. So by the time I post this might be old hat. But I need some interaction. I want to get back into doing this. I slacked off in the whole year of 2019, but I want to get back into form. And this is my way of doing this. This is one of my figures that I'm just reviewing recently. So please, let me know what you like and what you didn't like. I'll holler at you later. Peace.